We're so honoured that President Solis is here today, and we're going to ask him to make some closing remarks. Before we do that, can we have one more round of applause for Dr. Dickinson, Dr. Campos, and Mr. Garcia?
Appreciate it. Wow, what an afternoon. I've been sitting here for only about 45 minutes. I was at another function and just trying to absorb all of the information and all the different scenarios. Clearly, I think we all agree that there's so much more to come, a lot more to learn. And first, and second, I wanted to thank the panel here for this very unique dialogue and sharing things. And I know that this is not definitive yet, not even a year from now, we're still going to be talking about it. But I'm so glad that we are now engaged in doing everything possible to understand the role of AI into the future. In fact, when I heard about this event taking place about a week ago, I started searching on the internet all about from trends to the future of AI, and it was all over the place. I remember and all it took me is about 1 hour, and I realized, you know what, this is not conclusive. So all I can say is that here at STC, we are continuously trying to innovate and upgrade our systems. And certainly, I know it's already been discussed earlier, our curriculum, our programs and our classes. I know that we have already embedded today many aspects of AI into our programs, especially in the business and the computer science. And of course, everybody says, when are you going to do a degree in AI? Well, frankly, I'm a little hesitant just because we know that the minute that we start that program, we will have to revamp it, not the following semester, but the following week, a year from now. And that's how fast it's moving. And so I think we established that and we realize that. It's an exciting time, but at the same time, it's something we're not used to. For me, this is like, remember the moment of the internet, all of us, well, that was great. We were all like, hey, we're going to use it. But it didn't concern us. I'm not going to say the word scare, but it was something that did not distract me or worry me. And until later, it took me, I don't know about some of you, years to realize this is something really unique, the internet. And then in the early 2000s, guess what? Since I'm a businessman, Google, I was looking at the stock perspective, just on the stock of that company. I didn't care about what they did. I just knew that they had to do with information, putting that together, and of course, and bringing it out quickly. Then I realized, wow, what a difference. The Google, that did change our lives. And then, of course, then we have all the other type of websites that changed everybody that came out right after that immediately. But that sure made a big impact. And then, of course, then within a few years, in about 2007, 2008, these things came out. Now that really made, everybody here I know has one. Everybody here cannot live without one of these. Everybody here cannot put one of these down more than an hour, except when you sleep, right? That's about it. Because the information is coming in so rapidly and so many, it depends how you want it to come in. Some of you can limit it, but now all of us want to receive all of the different settings that we put for our information because we want to keep on top of it. So now here comes AI. And I remember, and at least for me, I remember hearing about it when I first arrived here at STC 3 years ago. And artificial intelligence and the role, okay, it reminded me back when the whole thing with the internet, okay, well, what is it? I didn't pay attention until the second year, then 2 years ago, then we started seeing a lot. And then what, ChatGPT came up. You remember that? Now, wow, when I saw that and did a little test myself, I realized it just brings it all out. It said, this is way too easy. This is scary. This is when it just brings out a whole speech, which I do every day. But then, of course, you realize that's not me. It doesn't sound like me. And by the way, and I've seen some students, sadly, they'll rely on that and they'll have a whole paper done or a speech done, and you can tell that's not them. This is too perfect. And so back to where we're talking about, therefore, about the concerns of education, we're going to have to continuously learn and make sure the students learn the basics. Can you imagine the day that power goes out or the whole internet that you've seen in movies goes out? What would happen? I know most of us here, I'm dating myself, we can do fine because we know arithmetic and math and we can do calculations and all that. We've done that. Or we can write and we know how to compose and even write graphs and so on. That would not really affect us that much. It would be an inconvenience, of course. But imagine the students. What would they do? They wouldn't even know what to do. And that is our responsibility, that they understand the basics of education, the tools that we learned back in elementary and in high school many years ago, how that will continue. We cannot rely totally on AI. Now, from what I read, all of these articles that I tried to absorb in the last few weeks, was that we certainly need to look at it as a teammate, a companion, a partner in our decision making. That's how we're going to see that. And of course, it's going to take education, and of course, knowledge, and like you keep on saying, several of you, how to adapt quickly. We're going to have to, that's going to be the solution, at least for now, because I guarantee you a few months from now, it's going to be something very different. But clearly we're going to see a lot more of how AI is going to be playing a bigger role, and it's not about the size or speed, it's going to be about how it works into our daily workflows, how it works into the use of our devices, and how it works in our daily lives. That's how we're going to see a big change in effect. And it's really going to be blurring the lines between the whole intelligence and about human character all into one. We're going to see all that happening. And that's exciting. So I'm going to see it as a big asset, a big opportunity for us to embrace and really learn from it and how we can use it for the best of our ability to make ourselves better. I think that's the bottom line. And again, I'm not going to even try to predict, because a year from now, I can't wait till we have another discussion a year from now and reflect. This is what we were predicting a year ago in 25, and guess what? Now in 26, we see there's some other incredible uses. And again, I hope to see it in personal lives, in productivity, and in business. And I like the idea that was brought up over there, Jim, regarding regionalism. That's how we need to use it, and how we can be able to accommodate regionalism, economic development. I'm so glad that we are so in tune with what's happening here, and we have a passion for the valley and what's happening along the border. As I've been advocating, this is a very unique time. We are the most strategic location along the U.S.-Mexico border, especially what's taking place right now, the whole globalization. We're going to see a lot of changes there taking place with Asia, Mexico, and we are right in the middle. The United States, the biggest market in the world. We're going to see a lot of opportunities taking place. And AI will play a part of it. In what aspect? I don't know. I just gave you an idea, but it will play an aspect. So the bottom line, we need to continuously learning. At STC, as I mentioned, we are embedding these programs, and we are going to be investing heavily, even more, into AI applications, software, a whole learning environment. We're very excited about it. And we want to use this in a regional approach, how we can be able to better ourselves economically for the whole RGV. Again, thank you for coming, and let's continue. Thanks.